Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a continuation of the last video. Last video we got our bales all wrapped up, well, got them baled up. We were waiting on the wrapping man to come. Well, the news is that he arrived, got all the bales wrapped, but the rain also arrived. It's raining, not very heavy, but prolonged rain for a good few hours last night. It's very windy. It's really got a feel of winter about it now. So we're going over here to get the bales stacked. Dad is gone about an hour and a half. He's stacking away at them. He took the 6930 and the double bale lifter with him to stack away. I had to wait. Suzanne was working nights last night, so I had to wait for her to come home to let me go to do my work. I'm going to stack bales now as well. This is my steed, all the tractors we have, and this is what Jerry Senior put the bale lifter on. This will be fun. Let's get going. You'll be able to hear me here. We made it over. We've no wiper. The ventilation system's very good. It feels like you've got the air conditioning on all the time. It's just about starting now to come to the point where the heating system works on it. The heating system being the whole back end starts to heat up and it starts to feel like you're sitting on like a radiator. So that's a plus. Let's see how we get on lifting these bales. Nearly there. We've only got two that Jerry has and two more up the top of the field here. A wee bit mucked up, but I kind of expected it would be, because we always have bales stacked here every year and it's always mucked up a bit anyway, so it doesn't take much to muck it up. A few marks through the field, you can kind of see them there just where we're coming up, but it's sort of shower rain will wash most of it away. So yeah, but nearly there. At least this field's stacked. We've the other 14 or 15 whatever was in the other field just to go and do them as well. But yeah, done and dusted. No bother to the brown to lift it. The fact that they were dry, they're probably not as heavy as other years. Wee bit, when you be coming up the hill, the wheels did lift a wee bit off the ground, but not too bad. But yeah, they're certainly experienced. The good news is the heating system has started to work on it. I can feel plenty of heat coming up here now between my legs from the transmission and the back end. So yeah, much more of it, you'd be taking the jumper off. Like David Brown could have really put a radio or something in it. Like, Jesus Christ, there just was nothing in it. A wiper, and that was about the height of it. Wiper and lights. Anyway. So now that all the bales are stacked, done and dusted, David Brown is still on the bale lifter at the minute, but we're going to get it hooked off and we're going to put the power washer on it, because we still have a few wee prep jobs to do in the cow shed just before they go in. It's mostly washed, I'll show you now in a second, but we've a wee bit of washing still to do on it. The other thing we're going to do today is we're going to strip the silage pit. We'll probably take those lorry tyres back up. Oh, there's about 6 or 7 rows of lorry tyres, you can see them there. I'll probably take off maybe about 4 rows of them and just strip back that front small section initially, because we will be starting to, once we get feeding, and once the cows goes in, we get feeding cows as well as the few cattle that we have in already. We'll probably be going through it quite quickly, but that'll do for now. If we get those initial first 4 rows off and get it stripped, we'll see what it's like. This mower also is sitting here for about 2 months since it was last used, and if we don't get it cleaned down soon, we're going to be able to graze it. All the seedlings, all the grass seed has all struck as it does. It was actually quite clean when I went in there. There was a wee bit of stuff, maybe a lot of seeds here and there, but it really took off. If it was a reseeding job, you'd be very, very happy with it. So yeah, we'll get it washed down and we'll see if we can get it squeezed in somehow. Cow shed, as I mentioned, we have it mostly washed out. Whole top side of it here is all washed out. There's a few bits of machinery parked in here. Baler, fertilizer spreader on the plough. Hay as well. There's some hay still here. A lot of it is spoken for. A lot of it is sold, but it's mostly, yeah, most of the hay is actually gone. So yeah, here's what's left to be done. Bit of muck here to be lifted in the feeding passage. We'll give it a blast, wash it all down, and a bit of stuff in here also to be lifted, and we'll just give it a blast. The back was all washed, the bars, gates, everything was all washed, except for this last one here. It still has to get a bit of a hose down, so it's probably about an hour's washing to be done once we've all the majority of the stuff lifted. So bit of work just to be done, just to have it ready. We might put the cows in this evening, we'll see. It just depends. We'd like to put them in dry, but I don't think there's going to be much dry weather this week for that to happen. Dung lifted out, scraped up, loaded into the bucket and gotten rid of. So we're ready for washing, which we are now doing. David Brown is now on the pressure washer. Peter's here giving me a hand to get the shed straightened out for getting the cows in. So he's just washing away at the minute. A lot of people always ask me, what's my washing setup? What do I use? We have a PTO driven power washer. We only have it a couple of years. It's a Hawk. It puts out like 4,000 odd PSI, I'm not sure, but it's got lots of pressure, which is what you want at this job. But yeah, handy setup. It has the hose reel on it, long hose on it, pipe hook, everything is on it. Comes on its own frame. So yeah, good setup. But Peter's just washing the passage here at the minute. Which isn't too bad, as I say. A lot of it was washed already, but just to finish it off, and we give the slats a quick wash as well down. We've everything scraped out, it's tidied up, so yeah, just a matter of getting it done. start and strip tyres off the pit. With cows and calves going in now, and I'm just trying to gauge how much of it I need to strip. I don't want to strip too much of it that any of it will be going off, but I also don't want to have to strip some of it now and end up stripping it again in a couple of days. That's a bit of a different view that you weren't supposed to have. Alright, we're going to strip a bit of this and see what it looks like. And pull it back up. Looks nice, smells good. So it does. Definitely looks good. We'll get a few tyres on this and we'll have a better examination of it. Pit is open and nice looking stuff. Looks well. This is the second cut silage that we're seeing here, but there's a lovely smell of it. Smells great. So yeah, looking forward to getting using that. Now there is a little bit of bad where I expected there would be over along this side, especially on this side. There's a bit on the other side as well, but it's a little bit worse on this side, and that is because we run out of cover back up around the between the first second tire and that area. So there's a cover there and it'll not be as bad. We didn't actually expect the silage bit to come out this far, but it did. There was a bit more bulk on the silage than what we had expected. So yeah, there's going to be a bit there. So what I'll do is when I'm cutting it out, you can see there it's fairly good from about 18 inches out from the wall. I'll come in with the shear grab there, cut it down, see what this is like then. I'll put a clean cut on it here, and this bit, if it's all bad, I can dump it out. If there's a bit, I'll grade it off slowly once I have a cut up alongside it. I'll grade it off slowly and see what it's like, and we can pick through. If it's only bad like in the top number of inches, not a problem. Across the front, no issues. But then once we get over this side, bit of air was obviously getting in this corner and just that area there as well. So yeah, again we'll do the same thing. But as you go on up, then it gets less and less, and it's alright once you get up there. So there's always a little bit here and there. There was no bags across the front of it. We run out of bags, so it was just tyres that was sitting down, and it sealed it fairly well, to be honest. Once you come across here, there's no bad along the front. So yeah, just them two corners. We'll have to try and do a little bit better on them next year and have a little bit less waste, but yeah, those things can happen sometimes. So yeah, we'll be cutting that out. I'll be cutting that out this evening and using it in the feed, and we'll see what way it turns out. But overall, quite happy. We'll not be into the past the second cut right out to here, but the first cut I'd say is about 30 foot back in there, so we'll be going back in a little bit. Could be 3 weeks before we've come across the first cut, but we'll find it, and when we find it I will show you that as well. I would imagine the first cut should be very, very high quality, but we will see. Anyway, pit's open, happy with it, and that's all you want. Next day, and when I say it hasn't stopped raining all day, it hasn't stopped raining all day. It's just one of them days. It's cold, it's wet, and it's windy, and it's time to get fed up and to get finished for today. But yeah, different jobs we done today ended up getting cancelled. One was we had a hair test to do. That was cancelled until early next week because the weather was just too bad. We were to take cows and calves in today, again cancelled because the weather was too bad. We want to try and put them in dry. It is due to be dry tomorrow, relatively dry tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, so we'll get them in tomorrow, Saturday. And then the other thing is we were to take in calves and give them a warm drench down the neck. We got that done, but we were soaked in doing it. So anyway, we did do some other jobs. We were tidying the shed out, making place for the 3650 to go in where it goes in for the winter, so we got that straightened out, and other jobs as well. So it's not just it wasn't a lost cause, but we just ended up doing different things we didn't expect we were going to be doing. What we're doing now is going to cut a few blocks of silage with the block cutter. I did take a wee bit out of the front of the pit last night with the bucket. Just I needed a bit. I had a bit of a round bale left. I needed a small bit just to finish off the feed. And yeah, we're going to cut out some blocks now, and we'll see what it looks like when it's cut out of the pit. So I'll take you along for the look at that as well. Alright, it's so windy and cold outside, so I'm just going to go out and have a quick look at it. First of the blocks cut out, no problem, looks very nice. As I said in yesterday's video, smells great. The only thing I was surprised to see is see the line right across? Looks like the first cut silage is right out here to the front, which I'm surprised at. I was full sure this first cut silage was back in 3-4 block widths more, so surprised to see it on that I've come across it right on the second block width in. Not that it doesn't matter, but yeah, just surprised to see that. Where I put the cut down here at the side, this is where there's a bit of bad along here. No problem down along there, so I would presume when I go in, I'll go in again. I think in the stages I'll go in now to where the bad line is there, where there's a line right down. I'll take that out next. I don't think there'll be much bad there, but on the inside bit it could be bad right the whole way down. It might be only bad in the first foot, I don't know, but whatever it is, we'll just take it out. But yeah, cattle liked it last night, which is always a good sign. They cleaned their plates, if you like, so That's what you want to see. Now for the fun bit, sorting them out. So finally, we have some calves weaned from cows. This is something that we've been trying to do for the last 3 days and couldn't do it because of adverse weather conditions. Rain and more rain. But today, we finally had a lovely dry day. It was cold, windy, but dry. We got the calves in and cows in dry, and it allowed us to get a bit of work done with them. Took them in this morning. Calves were split away from the cows. Cows were all penned up into the cattle shed, and the calves were left in the holding pen just until we got everything set up and ready. We've run them through the crush. We warmed them. We vaccinated them, IBR'd them, and we done them for blackleg as well. So got them done in, took about, I suppose, a half an hour, and we got them into the pen here. So yeah, they've been here all day. Cows are down below. They can kind of hear each other, so sometimes you could have some of them here bawling, and the cows down below will call back, and they could start into a chorus of bawling. But that'll stop over the next couple of days. They are fed. They haven't ate that much yet, which is normal enough. They don't eat much for the first few days. You can see it is actually tramped because 3 of them come out through the bars and decided that it'd be better to stand out here and call for the mothers from here. So yeah, we're gonna have to put up, we've timber so we can put up here about 6 inches down from the top, and it just smalls the area for them, and they can't get out just as easy. So we're going to do that now, and it'll just help to keep them penned in the pens. I hope, but we'll see. But yeah, great calves, some lovely calves. They've done well this year. The calves have done well. Some big lumps of calves in it. There is 2 smaller ones, him and there's a guy beside him, which they're born at the same time as the rest of them, but the mothers must have run out of milk. Their mothers are 2 of the older cows. They were okay last year, no issues, and they seemed alright earlier when the calves were born, but they must have run out of milk, or something has happened to them and went off the milk. So we'll have to see. They're in calf again, so we'll see. When they calve down, if they have some milk, we might leave the calves on them for a while, take the calves off early, maybe put the calves on powdered milk with reared calves or something. We'll see, we'll work something out. But we'll let them calve down again, and possibly they could end up in then for fattening after that, the cows. But that's a decision for a later date. But other than that, some great calves in it. This here is one of the, he is an absolute monster. He's one of the ones we bought in from the sale earlier in the year. We bought 6 cows at a suckler sale that was on Shorthorns, and it's a pedigree Shorthorn bull, so he's a smasher. You can see him there, the bit of breeding stands to him. But yeah, done well. Alright, let's go down, we'll have a quick look at the cows as well. On to the cows, and they're settling into their accommodation quite nicely. We fed them there about an hour ago, so they've been feeding away. ever since. And Ballin's not too bad, just it spells that can maybe, if they hear the calves, they might call back to them, but this time of the year, cows are happy to get the calves off them anyway, you know, so yeah, it's just, it's time. Once it gets this time of the year, it's time. Condition on the cows is probably the best that they've ever been coming in, which is always good to see. Now, they have emptied out a wee bit today because they were sitting, they went in this morning and with bucking at calves and different things going on, they weren't fed until the afternoon. So that emptied them out a bit today, but they'll fill back up over the next 24 hours. To be fair, it was a great grass growing year. I know it wasn't the best year ever with weather-wise and all the rain and weather we had, but for growing grass it was a good year. We had that dry spell in May and the first couple of weeks in June. Well, when we got into June, there was a bit of a worry over the grass growth and the grass situation for the cattle, but I have to say, once the rain come then in June, it never really left, but the grass growth also never left. There was great grass growth all year, and it has stood to the cows and the calves. So yeah, I suppose that's, I was going to say it's good side of it, but it's probably the only good side of it was that there was plenty of grass. So yeah, that is the cows and calves. The rest of them, we will wean them during the week, so yeah, looking forward to getting them. At this stage, I just want to get everything in. We still have, there's a couple of pens of heifers here to go in as well, and it'll just leave, there's not going to be that much space left up in the sheds then. Once the other cows comes in, the cow shed will be full, and the heifers come in, they'll fill this side here. And then the top shed, the rest of the weanlings, when they come in, it'll help to fill that up as well. So we're going to be pretty full up over the next week or so, and we'll be getting very busy then with feeding and all that in the evening. So it's all part of it. So hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of different bits and pieces going on, and I'm kind of just videoing it as it's happening. So yeah, this is what's been going on over the last few days. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like on the video, comment down below if you have any questions. We'll see you in the next one. For all the cleaning, it's going to get destroyed again. It never ends.